All right, so I first started out with this mess. I have to weed whack, and I have to get in there and start weeding. Really small plot here, just to see how this area did with getting sun, and it gets about 6 to 7 hours. Really, really hot sun. So the hottest sun over here in my yard, anyway. So it's a small area made out of cedar. I kind of underestimated the size. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 plants in there way too close together. I have 4 on one side and 4 on the other side, actually. So I have my orange bell next to it, green bell. I have my jalapenos here, which are getting really big. It's a big sucker back there. Huge jalapenos. Another jalapeno, I think, and that's a tomato. So things are way too close together. I'm gonna have to do something. I don't know, but I just got tired of weeding, and I have a rabbit every morning that comes around here, so I really don't want to have to deal with, and you can see he started eating some of the leaves. I really don't want to have to deal with that. I also get deer around here too. So I saw some videos about people making an elevated garden, pretty much what I have there, on 4 posts to keep the whole thing up. But I thought that was just way too much work, too much dirt, and probably too heavy. So this is stage 1 of the elevated garden right here. Elevated container pot situation. 3 cinder blocks on one side, 3 on the other, and 4 pieces of cedar, just in case the roots travel out of here and touch the wood. I'm a little neurotic with that stuff. So it's all cedar, a brace in the middle, and basically I wanted to just throw all my containers on top of here. I had these on a deck and it was just way too much. Originally I'd hoped to put them both side by side, but as you could see, I guess you could do it, but it's a little makes me nervous how they're hanging over. So I just stagger them for now. Pretty basic, pretty easy, keeps them up off the ground. And I get a lot of bees over here for pollination. Get a little mason house there for the bees. You can see this guy's pollinating something. It's pollinating one of my flowers for my tomato plants. I have tomatoes over here, peppers, and then this guy's a ghost pepper. I also have in-ground sprinklers at a head over there and a line that runs all the way across. So I think I might, for next season, set up some risers to get this whole area. What I wanted to do, which I didn't have enough time, I just wanted to make the whole thing out of wood. Just make a huge frame, 4 posts, 4 4x4 posts on each side, 1 in the middle, and just load it up with containers. I'll probably end up doing 2 more pieces right here, 2 more slats, and then that'll give me enough width to do 2, and then 2 side by side all the way down. So the benefit here is if the plants are getting too close together, you can move them. You can move them around. You can take them off. You do what you want. You use way less soil with putting them in containers, as opposed to just having one big bed and just filling it up with dirt. If a plant gets a disease, it's a lot easier. It just affects one plant. You don't have to worry about it traveling in the soil. It's up off the ground, so bunnies, you don't have to worry about them. Deer can still get to it, but what are you gonna do? And ultimately it's just about control. You know, you could just take them off, spread them around, give them some room. You can turn them as you're working on them, makes it much easier. Like, I'm 6 foot, and this is really, I'm not bending over at all to reach the entire plant. And for weeding and stuff, you're not bending over. Another thing is that as far as the grass that you're killing, it's 3 small spots. Very easy in case you decide to move it, as opposed to that guy, which if I ever decide to move that, it's going to be a pain to put down grass seed and trying to get it to blend in. Another thing too, this whole entire thing is movable. You can move it. You can put it wherever you want in your yard. Of course, a lot easier when it's all made out of wood, and it'll be lighter. That's pretty much it for now. I hope you like it. If you have any ideas, of course, I'm still learning. This is the first season I'm planning stuff, and I realized that this pot is way too small. I thought this was the right size, but that's like a 1.63 gallon. So next season, I'm going to do it right and do 5 gallon buckets per plant. All right, that's a little bit better. Just got the weeds out of there. The other thing I forgot to mention, the cons with this whole system, and that's using plastic. Some people don't like it. These are number 2, which research says the number 2 plastics are safe. The other thing is, if you do something like I did here and put a plant in a container that's way too small, the roots are going to get bound up. They're not going to be able to grow, and that's going to limit your yield, so I've read. So that's why they recommend 5 gallon buckets. Even those are way too small. If you have a big enough bucket and the roots can grow, not a problem, but you never really know what's going on in the soil. So one of the advantages of having a raised huge bed filled with dirt like that, just on above ground, you know, higher up, is that the roots can go where they want. I'll just take my chances with this setup, and I'll let you know how it goes.